based on the headlines, it seems as if both the number and the severity of cyber attacks is increasing. Is that the case?
Yeah, we're expecting 10 million attacks in 2017 and an average of 1 terabit per second DDoS attack per month this year.
DDoS, terabit, getting a little technical here. For the non-cyber experts in the room, can you explain what a DDoS is?
Yeah, DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service. And as the name suggests, a denial of service attack is designed to make a website or a location not work, and it's distributed because it's using assets from around the web.
And terabit?
That refers to the size of the attack. So the dimension of attack can be measured in the quantity of what's called junk data being thrown at a location. The more data that's being thrown at it, the harder it is to control. And an analogy for the size of it is, imagine a shop and you've got your good customers, but say a competitor goes, I will send lots of fake customers to that shop, and if I have enough fake customers, then my competitor or enemy cannot function.
Got it. Okay. Now, is this problem getting worse over time? I mean, I hear terabit. What did it used to be?
Well, if we just go back to 2016, for a lot of the year, there were attacks in the size of hundreds of gigabits per second, but there were 2 terabit per second attacks in 2016. The year before, the largest attack was 500. The year before that, 400. The year before that, it was 300. So with every year, even go back further, they have become larger in scale.
Obviously a bad thing. What's probably the single biggest driver behind this growth in the size and severity of these attacks?
The biggest culprit at the moment is Internet of Things devices. The insecure one, which is a small proportion of the billions of devices which are out there. So, for example, video cameras. Now, the problem is that some of the cheaper models may be shipped with a user ID and a password, which is pretty standard for any connected device. However, that user ID and password is hard-coded. It cannot be changed. So if someone malign finds out that user ID and password, they can then harness it as part of a botnet, which can be used in a future attack. It doesn't take that many, so it could be tens of thousands, which could be used to cause quite a lot of damage.
Okay, so compromised IoT devices, got it. Any other drivers behind this trend?
Yeah, there are a couple of other devices, a couple of other reasons which are working in tandem. One of them is de-skilling. So it's becoming easier for people with reasonable knowledge to find out how to launch an attack. So one of the more significant attacks were being launched via a piece of code called Mirai. That is available on the internet. You just have to do a search for it. Somebody with reasonable knowledge could launch that attack. Another reason is just we are all having access to more bandwidth, and the more uplink bandwidth that you have, the more damage that you can cause per person. So the greater the bandwidth, the greater the damage that be.
A compromised device, a video device connected to a fatter pipe is more dangerous than one connected to a skinnier pipe. Feels like a bit of a game of leapfrog where you've got the attackers and the defenders. Is the recent trend we've seen leading to a permanent advantage for the attackers? Our kids in basement now have the upper hand over large corporations.
Let's hope not. I mean, there are lots of approaches that can be used to deal with these attacks. One of them is the design of a company's network. So one of the recommendations for 2017 going forward is decentralizing network components, so that if one part of the network gets attacked, the rest of it can continue to function. Another approach is by being more proactive and identifying where the weaknesses are in a network before they get attacked. And sometimes people are hired who are formerly hackers and are being used to try and work out what those weak points are. And a third area is helping consumers from being unwitting participants via their devices in these attacks. So for example, it's making hardware and software kite marked to show what is a secure device, or even simply customizing a password and a user ID when it is shipped. So the consumer doesn't have to take the decision, do I bother with a chore of changing the password and user ID? It is done already for them, so they've got uniqueness in that built in.
Well, I guess we'll watch the game of cat and mouse unfold in 2017. Meanwhile, I'm going home and switching off my IP security camera.